50 Cent is exposing Jay-Z and Beyonce for allegedly doing ritual sacrifices. And it looks like 50 is saying J and B will do literally anything to stay on top.
You know what I mean? You got certain guys that are, their relationships made them so powerful, like in our business, that they can't be moved. Like
50 Cent and Jay-Z's feud has been going on for years, but 50 recently revealed that he's not interested in repairing the relationship, and that's because he allegedly has inside knowledge of J and B sacrificing people who get in their way. And this isn't even the first time we heard that Jay-Z eliminated multiple people to make way for himself.
Yes. Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Without question.
And then Big L died, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z. And then, you know, he starts clienteling with Tupac and clienteling with Biggie and doing songs with Biggie and building a working, you know, camaraderie with Honeycombs and AKA Diddy.
As for Beyonce, she was accused by her former team members of doing witchcraft. And 50 once claimed that Beyonce tried to jump him over his feud with Jay.
Kimberly Thompson, a former drummer for the singer's all-girl band, is accusing Beyonce of, get this, extreme witchcraft and magic spells and the murder of my pet cat.
But what does 50 really know about Jay-Z and Beyonce's rumored sacrifices? And did he actually come close to being their victim?
Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
For the longest time, Jay-Z and Beyonce were considered untouchable, and everyone who had something negative to say about them was branded a hater. However, their power couple status no longer holds weight because multiple industry insiders recently started coming forward with disturbing stories about the real J and B. One of these people is 50 Cent, who reportedly has a lot of dirt on Jay-Z and Beyonce and their alleged involvement in Hollywood sacrifices. To give you some context, 50's feud with Jay-Z has been simmering for over 20 years, and what started as a friendly rivalry turned into something much more serious. 50 first fired shots at Jay on his 1999 song, How to Rob, and Jay retaliated on It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, with the infamous line, I'm about $1, what the F is 50 cents? However, when Jay did an interview with Angie Martinez in 2002, he claimed that he spoke to 50 and it was all love.
Wait, who, you and 50 Cent?
Yeah, you know I put I respect your record. Yeah, I like that record. It was hot. But you know I gotta spank you dogs. That was the conversation. No doubt, do your thing.
Right. Gave each other
Peace.
pound.
But it actually wasn't all love, because Jay kept sneak dissing 50, and 50 accused Jay of buying his way to the top.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records, plural, 2 of them sold 5 million. That's Get Rich or Die Trying and Massacre. You know, so it's a huge difference in who we are with each other internationally. Let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there, because America can be purchased. We can buy it with marketing dollars.
50 had also had a problem with Jay-Z's God complex, telling Rolling Stone in 2009 he has a king complex. He thinks he's effing Jesus, this Jehovah shit. And in the same interview, 50 accused Jay of betraying his former Rockefeller artist, Beanie Siegel. I think Jay was saying, Rock La Familia, we family, it's the Rockefeller gang. And then using traditional business tactics, 50 told Rolling Stone. He didn't have their interests in mind. He was just doing what he had to do for himself. But 50 isn't the only person who accused Jay of stepping on a lot of people to get to the top. Former bodyguard Uncle Ron recently went viral on TikTok with claims that Jay-Z and Beyonce destroyed many artists over the years.
I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top.
And then Jaguar Wright, who actually used to work for Jay-Z, alleged that a lot of people who were close to Jay, like Big L, either died or had their careers destroyed so Jay could climb to the top.
The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. But he didn't show up as Jay-Z. He didn't show up as the hottest rapper on the street. He showed up as the that was with Big L.
Rest
For
in
those
peace.
of you.
Rest in peace, Big L.
Rest in peace, Big L.
One of the
That was the
dopest.
sensei.
One of the dopest. Yes.
Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Without question.
And then Big L died, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z.
Speaking of sacrifices, there's also been a lot of rumors among hip-hop fans that Jay sacrificed R&B icon Aaliyah so Beyonce could step up. Aaliyah's ex and Jay's former business partner, Dame Dash, claimed that Jay tried very hard to get with Aaliyah. However, Aaliyah wasn't interested in Jay like that, and in 2001, she tragically lost her life in a plane crash in the Bahamas. And that same year, Jay started dating Beyonce. The crazy thing about Aaliyah's death is that a lot of people believe she was sacrificed because eyewitnesses revealed that she was given a sedative and carried unconscious on the plane.
Kingsley Russell, who was 13 at the time, was in the car that drove Aaliyah and her team to the airport for their return flight to Miami. According to Kingsley Russell, they took her out of the van and she didn't even know she was getting boarded on a plane.
Besides that, Dame also revealed that Jay-Z knew that R. Kelly abused Aaliyah, and yet he refused to cut ties with him.
But the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same. So to me, Rockefeller was defunct. It was over. I couldn't with it. It was something that to me was just like, not to say unforgivable, but I couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't understand how people didn't, I thought, well, the people aren't gonna have that. But nobody said nothing.
Also, we can't forget that Mary J. Blige once referred to Aaliyah's death as a spiritual murder. And though she refused to elaborate on what she meant by that, it's safe to say that she knows something about that plane accident that we don't.
I just know that that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And it wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't her time to go because from what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, you know, your gut always warns you. This, that your gut never lies to you. And something like luggage and clothes and jewelry and all this madness that we worship is called false idols. We need to really look at the bigger picture right now and look at how, honey.
As for Beyonce, she's faced her fair share of accusations about doing witchcraft and performing sacrifices, and these allegations came directly from people who worked with Beyonce for years. In 2018, Beyonce's former drummer of 7 years, Kimberly Thompson, accused Beyonce of doing extreme witchcraft, and she even filed for a restraining order against her.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I loved them. I'd send emails, you know, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of things.
And then more recently, Beyonce's former dance captain, Ashley Everett, who worked with Beyonce for almost a decade, was caught liking a series of shady posts and comments about Beyonce, including one about Beyonce being a demon. This post referenced a speech by poet Jackie Hill Perry, who recently went viral after claiming that artists like Beyonce and Kehlani are used as puppets to promote demonic music.
I don't know who told us you got to be a witch to be black. You are not more black by engaging in witchcraft. That is still propagating a white supremacist lie that black people in Africa didn't know Jesus. Because we are women who are going to love God with all of our heart and all of our mind and all of our soul. We are not going to imitate the detestable practices of the nations. I am angry that the powers that be in social media and in culture and in music and in Beyonce's music and in Kehlani's music and in whatever the other, and in Santa, like, I'm angry that they are really trying to convince us that all spiritualism is the same. And we have digested this impurity and this, we want so bad not to be legalistic that we actually become profane.
As for 50 Cent, he previously claimed that Beyonce actually tried to jump him over his feud with Jay-Z. And the way 50 described this incident made it sound like Beyonce was actually possessed.
So Beyonce jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, "I come on, I'm talking to her." She jumped out. She was like, "Duh, duh, duh." And I'm like, "Wait, what is you doing?" That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl.
So Ho wasn't there?
I'm talking to Jay.
You're talking to Jay.
As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, "Oh shit, look at this."
They about to jump you.
Nah, she came like she was ready.
She was
like
ready.
I thought something was gonna happen. And I'm like, "Yo, whoa. She's throwing me off now." Because I don't know exactly how to respond to it.
By the way, Kanye West also recently claimed that Beyonce and Jay-Z are controlled by the elites. And he pointed out how in Hollywood, a lot of people connected to these big stars either die or disappear under suspicious circumstances.
You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
And now we're again hearing from 50 Cent that he has no intention of ever making peace with Jay and Beyonce because these two put business above everything and anyone else. In his recent interview on Big Boy TV, 50 alleged that Jay tried to use his connections with the NFL to sabotage his performance at the 2022 Super Bowl. However, Eminem ended up giving Jay an ultimatum and told him he won't perform unless 50's there.
Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You start looking at that's not mine. That's theirs. They are, right? But when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, myself, like I'm a shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying? Like it do so much G-Unit Records.
Right.
They forget that I'm M and Dre's artist.
Also, when 50 recently appeared on The Beat with Ari Melber, he was asked about Billboard putting Jay-Z as #1 on their list of top 50 greatest rappers of all time. And 50 hinted that Jay only made it on top because he always puts business above people. And when Ari asked 50 to describe some of the rappers on the list with one word or phrase, here's how 50 responded.
Future.
Oh, talent.
Nas.
The best.
Jay-Z.
Good business.
But does this mean Jay-Z and Beyonce actually sacrifice people for fame? Well, it seems like a lot of fans are convinced this is exactly what they do, and they're saying 50 is smart for distancing himself from the Carters. Explains a lot for me, one fan said. I wondered how Jay got all the recognition for a talent I never saw back in the day. Climbing over others makes sense to me. And another fan wrote, I love 50 and give him props for always speaking facts when it comes to the dark industry. But he's talking a lot lately, so we hope he's not going to suddenly pass away just like all the others, especially those close to the rivals of Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Puff. But what about you? Do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce really sacrifice people for fame? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to watch this next video.